Good evening. This is CTV News for Wednesday, May 14th. I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, there is some good news concerning the homeless population in Prince George's County. According to an annual report by the Council of Governments, the number decreased by nearly 5%. The findings presented to the board this afternoon were based on a survey of the homeless population in the metropolitan Washington region. The overall count in the region increased 3.5%, with an 11% rise in family homelessness.
Overall, for the Maryland jurisdictions, the numbers were down in terms of the number of persons who were counted as being homeless this year compared to last year. Certainly, there are individual fluctuations between the respective counties, Prince George's County, Montgomery County, for example. In Prince George's County, we did see an increase in the number of homeless families reported this year compared to last year.
Now, the council also heard from electric and natural gas utility experts. The discussion addressed challenges in the area's energy infrastructure and ways to pay for improvements.
So PEPCO is going through a process to try and upgrade their systems, and so that they'll reduce the amount of outages from many types of storms. The issue is that it's got to get paid for too, and so they have to have a balance as to the benefits that the people in Prince George County get versus the cost. And so they're taking an effort to upgrade some of their major lines so that they can reduce the outages on those lines by, I think it was over 90% is what they're looking as their goal, to reduce those outages, to make the power more reliable.
And Walls also tells CTV that the savings from not having so many losses during storms will offset the higher fees PEPCO consumers have to pay. Well, the Greater Prince George's Business Roundtable releases its annual Quality of Life Index, chronicling where the county stands in economic development, transit, education, public safety, and health. The report shows where the county ranks year to year, as well as where it measures against its neighbors. The nonprofit Business Alliance unveiled the latest index at a luncheon with local executives and leaders in Upper Marlboro.
The quality of life of Prince Georgians is improving, and improving dramatically, particularly in the area of longevity. They're living longer, people are getting healthier, and certainly in the area of public safety, the data indicates that significant improvements have been made in reducing crime in our county.
And there is some less than stellar news on the education front. The report finds the percentage of classes taught by highly qualified teachers has decreased since 2011. The numbers of third graders reading at proficient and advanced levels is down, as is math proficiency among both third and seventh graders.
Georges County, we're getting highly qualified teachers, and especially in our high need school. And part of that is working with the teachers union and working with Dr. Maxwell to look at programs on how we attract those teachers and how we retain them. If you remember, Prince George's County years ago was the place where we had all of these great teachers that were here. And we're starting to attract them back, but the younger ones that we're getting in, we're putting through the training. But that's something we're looking at.
And for more on Quality of Life Index or the Greater Prince George's Business Roundtable, you can log on to bizroundtable.org. Well, we have some new information on that man that drove a stolen truck into the Channel 2 news station in Baltimore yesterday. Vladimir Baptiste is facing 3 counts of attempted murder charges for the bizarre scene that took place yesterday afternoon. Now, officials say the man showed signs of mental illness when he barricaded himself inside the building for hours, claiming that he was God. Police were able to get Baptiste out of the building a little after 4 p.m. Luckily, no one was injured. Baptiste is being held on a $750,000 bond. Well, the Prince George's County Sheriff's Department honored Mother's Day by roping in more than 24 people allegedly behind in their child support payments. The 2-day operation spread out across the county. 30 people were arrested. Investigators say one of them was behind $42,000 in payments. And the annual Philadelphia to D.C. Law Enforcement Memorial Run made a pit stop in Hyattsville this morning. Scores of officers who made the 130-plus mile trek gathered at the Hyattsville Police Station this morning. The 18th annual event is aimed at honoring fallen officers and their survivors from Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, and the District of Columbia.
So when you're running and you see this amount of equipment and you see the survivors standing along the sidelines, it's just an amazing thing. We take survivors with us, and it does a lot for them.
We've had runners in every single run for the entire 18-year span, so here we are in the 18th annual. And so I think they recognize our support, and we're more than happy to give that support. It's really important to us. And as Mr. Harity discussed, and even the Chief, this is really about recognizing and honoring those who have gone before us and made the ultimate sacrifice and fallen in the line of duty.
And the run, which is part of National Police Week activities, ended at the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone.